80. And some tense moments this morning have subsided, and everybody's back home, and traffic is flowing again in the Bradley Street, out by Route 81 area at about 8:30 this morning. A couple of runaway, what looked to, well, incidentally, there's some excellent pictures on newsjunkie.com, aerial photos of this incident. But some excellent photos there that show a couple of flatbed cars that apparently were being loaded or unloaded or whatever out at Fort Drum, just got loose. And they just started rolling. And I don't know whether nobody noticed or they just couldn't do anything about it, but they got loose. And apparently the Fort Drum is at a higher elevation versus sea level than us, and they rolled and built up some speed and made it as far as Doldo's beer distributor on Bradley Street, where they came across a CSX crew that was working on the train tracks. And they had their little work vehicles out on the tracks, and this runaway train, if you will, without an engine on it, came barreling down at speeds, might be 30, 40. We don't know the exact speed. I don't think that's any way of knowing. And anyway, a collision occurred, and fortunately no one was hurt. But a small fire broke out. There was some propane on the work vehicle, the CSX work vehicle, that caused some concern, whether it was the propane tank that caught fire or whatever. But there was a fire that has since been put out. It's determined there's nothing else hazardous or whatever, no further danger. So there was originally an evacuation of the neighborhood surrounding that and closing of some roads, but all of that's been rescinded now, and those tense moments are over in the Bradley Street area. And thanks to everyone involved for getting that done in a safe manner. Obviously, it begs the question, how did these train cars cut loose from Fort Drum, and who was watching them? I mean, when you think about it. What else can we talk? And, of course, if the chief calls in, we'll just deviate from everything else we have. But, again, that situation is over with, so that's a good thing. And if you want to see some nice pictures that kind of put it in perspective so you can see what hit what, check out the situation on newsjunkie.com. Now, it caused quite a stir because, of course, that happened right out in back of the Doldo Brothers warehouse, which could have interrupted the area's supply of fine beers like Miller Lite, Heineken, and Pabst. And the Beast itself, Milwaukee's Best, which, of course, is probably the most popular bargain brand beer there is. So the good folks at Doldo's are back in business. Patsy is back in the saddle again. So we're glad to hear that, and glad no one got hurt over there. I know they were tense moments, and it was scary at the time when it happened, because a lot of people were scurrying away not knowing what exactly was going to happen. But nonetheless, it has cleared up, and everybody's back at home, and you go from there. All righty? Now, I did see it looked like a state police helicopter. That must be where News Junkie got these photos, but it's amazing in the, it's nothing like an aerial photo to kind of put things in perspective. You can talk about it, you can show it from ground level, and that gives you one perspective, but nothing like an aerial photo to kind of show you the relationship between the train, the buildings, the track, and everything else. And, it's kind of one of those, as Confucius used to say, one picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay? And, man, the TV people were down there. And they were everybody was set up over at the Elks Club, and thanks to the Elks for providing the space for sort of a staging area. But all the media was down there with their satellite trucks and everything. You had Channel 7. The red-haired guy was down there. I think they call him Red. And then Amy Oler from News 10 Now was there. A couple guys from Channel 3 were up. They didn't really know where they were. And, of course, that's the station where Kevin Shank is. And young Shank was on the scene. Of course, he works for the other radio outlet in town. So there was quite a media, closest thing we have in this town to a media circus. 755-1240 is the phone number if you'd like to give us a call. To be on the hotline today, America's favorite noontime talk show is on the air, and we'll be back to talk about more things in just a moment.